I built an AI team that helps me make better decisions. The highest performing decision makers in any field share one characteristic. They do not decide alone. Not because they lack confidence. Because they understand that every individual perspective has blind spots, and that the best decisions emerge from a diversity of views, a direct challenge to the preferred option, and at least one voice in the room whose job is to find what could go wrong. Most people make their most important decisions alone. They think through the options, they weigh the considerations, and they choose, without ever subjecting their thinking to genuine outside challenge. The result is decisions that feel considered but that carry the hidden biases, the comfort-seeking tendencies, and the reasoning gaps that every individual brings to their own thinking. I built an AI team to solve this. Not a single AI assistant. A team, each member playing a distinct role in the decision-making process, each one contributing a different kind of challenge, and together producing a quality of deliberation that I cannot generate alone. Welcome to Tech Talk Tech. We upload every single day with fresh AI strategies. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you never miss tomorrow's video. Why solo decision-making consistently underperforms before the team, the honest diagnosis of what goes wrong when we decide alone. We fall in love with our first option. The option we generate first carries a disproportionate advantage, not because it is the best option but because it is familiar by the time the alternatives appear. We compare everything that follows against the first option as the benchmark rather than evaluating all options against an objective standard. We seek confirmation rather than challenge. When we research a decision we are already leaning toward, we unconsciously weight evidence that supports it and discount evidence that challenges it. This is not deliberate. It is the natural function of a mind that has already begun committing to a direction. And we avoid the uncomfortable question. Every significant decision has one question that the decider does not want to ask, the question whose answer might require a complete change of direction. We know the question is there. We do not ask it. The AI team asks it on your behalf. The 4 team members. The AI decision-making team has 4 members, each one assigned a specific role and a specific brief before any significant decision is made. The strategist. The first team member evaluates the decision from a long-term strategic perspective. Give Claude the role brief. You are analyzing this decision for its strategic fit with the goals, values, and direction of this person's professional and personal life over a 10-year horizon. Not whether this is a good option right now. Whether it is the right option given where this person is trying to go. The strategist surfaces the decisions that look good in the short term and point in the wrong direction long term, the opportunities that are genuinely good but not genuinely right for this specific situation. The analyst. The second team member evaluates the evidence. Give Claude the role brief. You are assessing the quality and completeness of the evidence behind each option being considered. What evidence supports each option? What evidence challenges it? What information is missing that would change the assessment? The analyst identifies the gaps, the assumptions being made in the absence of evidence and the claims that feel certain but rest on shakier ground than the decider has recognized. The devil's advocate. The third team member argues against the preferred option. Give Claude the role brief. Regardless of what I personally believe about this decision, your job is to make the strongest possible case against the option I am currently leaning toward. Find every flaw. Surface every risk. Identify every alternative that I might be dismissing too quickly. The devil's advocate is the most uncomfortable member of the team and the most valuable. The preferred option that survives the devil's advocate's challenge is a genuinely stronger choice. The preferred option that collapses under the challenge needed to collapse. The implementer. The fourth team member evaluates execution risk. Give Claude the role brief. Assume the preferred option is chosen. What are the 5 most significant risks in the execution phase? What are the most likely failure modes? What would need to be true for this decision to produce the intended outcome, and what is the probability of each condition being met? The implementer surfaces the gap between a good decision and a good outcome, because even correct decisions can be executed poorly, and execution risks should be assessed before commitment rather than discovered after it. Running a decision through the team. The process for using the team is straightforward and takes 60 to 90 minutes for any significant decision. State the decision clearly. Give Claude the complete context, the options available, the constraints you are operating within, the outcome you are trying to achieve, and your current leaning. Run the strategist. Read the output. Note any long-term considerations that you had not weighted sufficiently. Run the analyst. Read the output. Note any evidence gaps or unsupported assumptions. Run the devil's advocate. This is the session to take most seriously. Read every objection carefully. The ones that feel most uncomfortable are the ones most likely to be pointing at something real. Run the implementer. Note the execution risks and assess which are within your control to mitigate before committing. Then make the decision. Not by taking a vote from the team. By integrating everything you have learned from the 4 perspectives into your own judgment, which is now significantly better informed than it was before the process began. What changed? The decisions I have run through the team process are consistently better than the decisions I made before it, not because the team decides for me, but because it forces me to consider dimensions of the decision that my natural thinking would skip. I have changed my preferred option after a devil's advocate session. I have identified a critical execution risk after an implementer session that I then mitigated before committing. I have recognized a strategic misalignment after a strategist session that the short-term case for the option had obscured. Each of these is a better outcome than the alternative, which is discovering the flaw after the commitment rather than before it. What is the most significant decision you are currently facing that deserves this kind of deliberation? Drop it in the comments. I personally reply to every comment. If this gave you a clear system for making better decisions with AI, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Tech Talk Tech. We upload every single day. See you tomorrow.